Oh, hi all, welcome back to the 1 minute farming videos and a little bit of a follow up on a video I just recently published regarding spark plugs for John Deere tractors. And I was saying in that video that I was having great success with this KLG plug, model ML50, over the NGKs and Champions that I had been using, and a little bit of an experiment on a Denso plug. The reason I think the KLG is been a good plug to me is because it's what the class is a long reach plug, and therefore it is putting the spark much further down the spark plug hole and further near into the combustion chamber. Whereas with the NGK and the Champion, they obviously are much shorter reach. They all are what they call a hot plug, that being the electrode and the insulator. The heat from the electrode has to travel further down the plug, down the insulator into the plug before it dissipates into the cylinder head. Whereas with the Denso plug, I haven't got them here at the moment, but the Denso plug was a much shorter insulator, so the heat dissipated a lot quicker, and therefore it doesn't run as hot. But I think the tractor itself, the John Deere tractors anyway, certainly like a hot plug. I mean, the original Champion that John Deere recommended was what we class as a hot plug, so the theme runs right through those three. I said there was a slight drawback with the KLG in that it is quite a pricey plug. It runs out at about £7 to £8, whereas these two are more around the £3 to £4. But the other main drawback with the KLG plug is that when you buy it new, it has a much larger nut on the top, nut being this piece here, which you obviously put your spanner on to screw it into the cylinder head. And unfortunately, certainly with the Model A's, the Model B, the plug sits down in a bit of a recess, and that nut area has to be modified, because what happens is the nut itself catches on the recess and does not allow the plug to screw right in and compress the sealing ring, which is not ideal. And so what I said was that we had to modify the nut. Now this video has been prompted by a chap called Matthew. Hello Matthew. And you asked me if I could show you how I modify the nut area. And basically what I do is put the spark plug in your vise, like so. Now, as I say, I haven't got those two new plugs that I had when I did the original video, because they've been modified and are now sitting in the Model B. And sorry, I should have done a video of me doing that really, but there you go, I didn't. And so put the plug in like that. Just imagine that the nut is still that larger size, and then take your angle grinder, such as this 4-inch one, and then very gently just take the nut back level with the rounded area of the spark plug. Don't go any further than that. It doesn't matter if you take a slight glance off the side of this, but if you take that off and go right round the plug on each of the 6 flats, you will reduce that nut size from inch. I think these originally would be an inch size, and you will reduce it down to about 7/8. And by doing that, the plug will go into the cylinder head. As I say, don't go any further than, if you can see there, I have just glanced off the sides of that rounded area. You can see a slight flat on one or two of them. But it works, and it works. But don't use that. Don't put them on the bench grinder. The bench grinder, I feel, creates too much vibration and has the potential to damage the porcelain. Whereas with the angle grinder, it's much high speed and there's less vibration with it. I suppose at the end of the day, if you don't have an angle grinder, you could just very carefully take a quality file such as that and file them down with a file. I think the metal is fileable, so you could do that. I was trying to remember what this KLG ML50 plug is a copy of, and I believe it to be a copy of a Lodge plug. I think Lodge were originally British plugs. I might be wrong on that one, but I think they were. And you used to see them a lot in old petrol lorry engines and the like, and big old car engines. So yeah, so that's basically what it's about. You've got, you just say you will buy that plug new. It will come with a slightly bigger nut than this one has now, and all you've got to do is just grind off the flats on each 6 of the faces. Just carefully, don't go mad, and you will find that it will fit somewhere near a 7/8 spanner. Will fit on there, and you will be able to use that spanner to screw the plug into the block. So I hope that answers your question, Matthew. Just be careful, as I say, if you wish to try it. Don't over grip it in the vise. You don't want to crush it. Don't damage your sealing ring. As I say, it is a little bit fiddly, but it is worthwhile. They do perform well, those plugs. Definitely do perform well. Okay then, I hope that helped. Thank you very much now. Bye.